Did you know that 92% of New Year's resolutions fail by February? But did you know that there's a way to find success instead of failure in a New Year's resolution? Today we want to talk about the top 5 New Year's resolutions and how to find success in each of those.
Hi, I'm Rusty Cottrell, physical therapist. Definitely active and have good habits that way, but I need to learn this as well.
And I'm Debbie Cottrell, registered dietitian. I also need to learn how to have successful New Year's resolutions, but I'm very much interested in longevity and functional medicine.
We've kind of started a no resolution revolution. We're part of that. And the idea is starting small, start with micro habits, add them to an anchor habit. So in a sense, it's like this, the domino effect. You wouldn't choose a big thing to change at the beginning. And if you land up at some dominoes, very small at the beginning, getting incrementally bigger as you go, you could knock over that one domino and would hit the next one, next one, next one. Finally, at the end, you're hitting a big, huge effect of a huge habit being changed. Most people fail because they start with a huge thing. So our success has been that we've done, changes we've done, has been because we're doing micro habits and then those expand because that's how your brain works. It works by making small changes consistently, and then they become a huge habit.
The first New Year's resolution that typically people have is they want to get healthy, get active, get out and move more. So you find a lot of people buying gym memberships and things like that, and they have this concept that I'm going to go to the gym every single day, and by February I'm going to just be so buff.
That's how gyms make their money. Everyone signs up and then doesn't go. They always know they don't have enough room for everyone that signs up.
Now, moving more, exercising is super important. Daily movement matters because it's better than intense workouts.
Well, consistency actually beats perfection.
Mm-hmm. And movement supports metabolism, your mood, and your longevity.
The human body is designed to move daily, and as a physical therapist, no better judge of that than me. In this family, anyway.
Exercising more and getting active. What kinds of things could we do to add a micro habit that would actually help that goal?
Well, starting small. So what I've done is I knew that my blood sugar goes up after I eat. Mm-hmm. So after I eat, I try to get on the little mini trampoline for just 1 to 5 minutes, just a gentle bounce, knowing that adding that little habit, and now it's become pretty easy for me to do.
So someone else maybe that doesn't have a mini trampoline, they could maybe gently walk a flight of stairs at work, or just take a walk down to the mailbox and back. Something simple, something small to get that movement in. One of the things I learned about that I really like to do first thing in the morning is my arm swings. And I have just, about 5 different directions that I swing my arms, and I do about 5 swings of each of those. It kind of wakes up my shoulders, my upper body after sleeping all night long, and just helps me feel active and like I'm ready to move into my day.
So you don't have to get a big, huge gym membership. You don't have to do anything huge. Just starting to be more active in small ways. That will improve, and that's what you really want. And then you don't want to just end with just small movements. But if you start with small movements that you can do consistently, successfully, at the end, you'll have this huge habit of really, like we have. We work out with weights twice a week, Tuesday and Thursday. We swim Monday, Wednesday, Friday. They have activities like pickleball, and I do ultimate frisbee. But not everyone's going to just start out doing everything we're doing. But if you did those little micro habits, you could, in the end, months down the road, be very successful at what you really wanted to get done in the beginning when you made that New Year's resolution.
And the second New Year's resolution is oftentimes centered around improving your fitness, improving your body composition. Most people talk about, I want to lose weight, I want to get that bikini body by February. And being fit is very, very important. But it's more important to focus on your strength, your energy, and your resilience.
Well, muscles are metabolically active. So the more muscle mass you have, you're just basically turning on a calorie burner. So many people, when they lose weight, they actually drop muscle instead of fat.
It's the same with the skinny shots. They drop more muscle than
Yes.
fat,
Yes.
which is not sustainable.
Right. So sustainable habits outperform crash plans every time.
That's right. Health is really function first. So we may want to look ultra thin, but we want to maintain the function of our bodies more importantly.
You've heard of putting the cart before the horse. Well, don't chase the weight loss. Build a healthier body, and then that will come.
So some little micro habit ways to gain that goal of losing some weight, improving your fitness.
I came around the corner one day and saw you brushing teeth doing calf raises.
That's an easy way to put a little movement in, strengthens the calves, and just I'm already brushing my teeth. Technically, that's the anchor habit, and I'm adding the micro habit to it. In fact, just this morning when I was brushing my teeth, I actually did exercise for my tibialis, and I did the toe raises, which actually, interestingly enough, helps to prevent falls. Super important. So something that small can help a lot.
I think it was Atomic Habits or something, a book like that, that said that this one guy said he started out with a minimum of 2 push-ups every time he went to the bathroom.
Another micro habit added to an anchor.
Now, he didn't have to stop at 2, but he wanted to be successful because success builds momentum.
That's
The more
right.
success you have, the more confidence you start to build up. So he set the minimum goal at 2 push-ups every time he went to the bathroom. And that's, you could either do counter push-ups or just full-on regular push-ups depending on your fitness level.
And celebrating that you did the 2 push-ups just like you'd set in your micro habit. But then if you happen to do 3 or 4, that's extra
You
celebration.
get extra credit.
That's
yeah.
right.
And the way your brain works is when you can celebrate the way your chemicals work in your body, it just does good for your brain.
That's right. Also, we have a long hallway, and when a micro habit that you could add to when you walk down that hallway, do a quick 30-second wall sit, and that's super good for the quads and the core, and just another little micro habit that you can add.
Well, anytime you have lactic acid happening in your muscles when you do like that wall sit, it's really good for your brain too. It's like a reset.
Awesome. So the third New Year's resolution, people talk about, I want to eat healthier. And eating healthy is super, super important. We know that what we take in affects not only our mind, but every cell of our body. So it's super important to eat healthy foods.
One small change you can make, instead of thinking about getting rid of everything that's not good for you, adding something that's good for you first. Like feed the body good stuff, and then you don't crave the bad stuff as much. We've been doing this for years, and so believe it or not, we really don't have any cravings. I know that seems horrible,
Or
maybe
odd,
from your perspective, kind of like, how is that even possible? Or I wouldn't even want that. We don't have to go that far, but just by feeding your body dense, nutrient-dense food, you'll have less cravings.
That's right. So
Start small.
Yeah, prioritizing whole real foods, and again, focus on eating the healthy foods instead of, focusing on getting rid of the bad foods. And I found that when you put in nourishing, whole, especially raw foods, it really satisfies the craving of the body, the needs of the body. And
The body's crying out for nutrition, and you feed it junk, it's still crying out. You go, I must be still hungry.
so then you might be adding more bad instead of adding good. So focusing on adding.
You'll
the good
notice that
foods.
you're going to reduce ultra-processed ingredients then after you start really feeding your body good, healthy, nutrient-dense food.
And remember, if it's not in your fridge or cupboard, then it doesn't call your name.
Good, healthy protein, fiber, and micronutrients matter a lot.
Food really is information for our cells. Helps our cells to function on a healthy level cellularly. So that's really important.
It's kind of a mind bender to think about food being information. We didn't grow up that way, didn't think about that, but it really is. The way our epigenetics works, food actually gives messages to our genetics.
Well, they talk about the gut being the second brain, and that's a whole nother topic we can touch on in another time. But every single bite sends a message to your cells. So what are some ways that some micro habits that we can add to eat healthier and improve our diet?
Well, again, where our focus is starting small, so just adding one fresh, raw food into each meal.
And eating the fresh food first, because again, that satisfies the needs of the body. And the body goes, oh, I'm happy, and it doesn't necessarily cry out for the junk food.
Well, you could exchange a refined product with a whole food product, cereal or bread, etc.
And let's say also another habit you could do is eating your evening meal an hour earlier. And that gives your body time to digest your food, and especially before you go to bed.
These are all small suggestions. You don't have to do them all or attack them at the same time. These are just alternative suggestions. If you want to do them all, knock yourself out.
The fourth New Year's resolution that is more common is improving mental health, improving your outlook, improving your positivity. Some people say to themselves, maybe I'm going to spend an hour every single day meditating in order to improve my mental health. And it's just too big of a chunk for the brain to bite off. But mental health is super important, because when we're not calm, when we're stressed, that stress, chronic stress, drives inflammation.
Absolutely. You need to be able to be still, prayer. I pray. And also setting boundaries.
Helps the mind to heal.
Yes.
Yeah. Mental health actually supports the physical health. When your mind is in unrest, stressed, your body actually feels that and takes on that stress mode. And you can't heal the body without healing the mind first. So
as a physical therapist, I would treat people, and when it's a mental health issue, it actually manifests itself physically. Yeah.
The nervous system has to feel safe in order to have health and rest. And you can't eliminate stress with a pill. You can't eliminate, negativity or anxiety or depression with a pill. There has to be steps that you take. It may be a temporary, you might find temporary relief, but in the long run, it's not going to give you the result that you want.
Many studies have shown that actually exercise is better than most any of the pharmaceutical products that are for mental health.
That's right.
Anyway, we have some suggestions.
For micro habits for improving your mental health. Before you get out of bed in the morning, expressing at least one gratitude. I know you've experienced this just recently.
Yes, I was into gratitudes. I used to write them down, but I never had a set time to do it, so it became very inconsistent. So what I did was I was doing deep breathing in the morning, and I thought I'll just add it to that. And so I breathe in 4 seconds, out 6 seconds, and while I'm doing that, I'm thinking of the things that I'm grateful for first thing in the morning when I wake up. So my anchor habit was the deep breathing. I added the micro habit of the gratitude, and now I've done it every morning. So
both of those are very calming, very soothing to the mind, help the mind to feel that it's in that safe zone. Saying something positive to yourself out loud, maybe when you're standing in front of the mirror combing your hair. Most of us comb our hair, that's our anchor habit. Saying something positive can help break through the negative tapes that seem to constantly play in many people's heads.
Don't try it when you're brushing your teeth, because you might spill off the toothpaste.
Combing your hair works better. And before opening your phone, take a moment to maybe take 4 deep breaths. Opening our phone for many people, myself included, can actually have more of a stress response. So sometimes having those 4 deep breaths can actually help to calm the mind before opening and checking the social media or business or whatever it is.
That'll work great, because your habit is opening the phone first thing, and you go, oh yeah, I'm going to do some deep breathing. And then your anchor habit's opening the phone. That's not hard to do. Then you'll remember, oh yeah, I was going to add the breathing to the phone.
And you know, we talked about anxiety and depression, and I remember one particular course on anxiety and depression, and he talked about just having calming classical music on. And that can be just a simple thing to put in the background as you're working, whether it's in your business or whether it's at home. And that's just a micro habit that can just be going in the background that can actually be very calming and very soothing.
So try this. Right before you open your phone, deep breathe in 4 seconds, hold, and then exhale for 6 seconds, and repeat that. You'll experience what we're talking about.
The fifth resolution that is typical of people is to get more sleep. Sleep is super important. They know that sleep actually enables your repair and your detoxification process. The people that are not sleeping enough or not sleeping well, they have trouble actually doing the repair, the physiological cellular repair, and even the detox.
It's like at the office, you have the inbox and the outbox. And if you're not sleeping, nothing goes into the outbox. It's all stacking up in that inbox day after day, not getting really enough sleep.
You need to get that out. Hormones and immunity actually depend on sleep. It's super critical.
Yeah, exactly. You know, routines and light exposure matter as well.
And remembering, quality can beat quantity, although it doesn't negate the fact that enough sleep is important.
And sleep is not optional. We're biologically wired for sleep.
Absolutely. So what are some micro habits that we could do to help us get more and better sleep?
But before you go on the phone or computer or TV, put blue blocking glasses on.
They're not very expensive. You can get them pretty much anywhere. And they really do make a difference to block that blue light, which actually has an effect on our hormones and on our ability to produce melatonin, which is critical for sleep as well. Go ahead.
Well, if you're already limiting blue light, eliminate it 1 hour before bed.
You know, I found this to be super helpful. I didn't think it was going to make that big of a difference, and I started doing it. I set a timer on my phone, for an hour before bedtime, try to be really consistent. There are times when I'm trying to get something done on the computer and I forget my blue blockers and I'm working right up until bedtime, and I go to bed and my brain just doesn't want to get into that quiet, relaxed mode right before I go to bed. It takes me a lot longer to get to sleep.
Many people will watch TV until they go to bed. It might be a good idea to put the blue blockers on there like we suggested in the beginning, right?
Yeah, or even turn the TV off an hour before bed. Read a book.
Another good option.
Yes.
You've taught me something just recently. When you lie down, you tighten up your body for 7 seconds, is it?
That's a technique that's used for full body relaxation, because you do full body tensing for that 7 seconds.
Like you're just tensing everything.
Tense every muscle you can possibly tense, and then completely release.
I think the first time I tried that, I was done by the second. I think I was asleep by the second time.
I don't think you made it through the second one. So you can repeat that 3 times, and that can be very relaxing and help the whole body to just kind of release and relax and help you go to sleep.
Another good one is before you lay down to sleep is tell yourself at least 2 things that went well that day.
And again, you could do this out loud. People around you might not understand, but that's okay, because that talking out loud is actually very calming, helps the body to feel like it's in that safe zone.
Many times what you focus on right before bed is what you dream about or think about.
That's true. The 6th thing that is typical is improving hydration. People go, oh, I know I don't drink enough water every single day. I need to drink more water. I'm going to drink, 3 quarts a day or whatever. And they're just not in that habit. And so they get past the new year and they failed on their New Year's resolution.
Believe it or not, water drives every metabolic reaction in your body. Every single thing requires water to make it work.
It's foundational. It's not optional.
Coffee and sugary drinks can dehydrate the body.
And your body runs on water, not on willpower.
That's true. Before you eat, supplement or medicate, hydrate.
That's right. So, what are a couple micro habits that we can do to help us to drink more water, reduce the sugary drinks that we're taking in?
Well, what I do is first thing in the morning I get my water. Some people first thing in the morning they do is get coffee. I suggest before I do the coffee, drink 8 ounces of water.
That's right. And I'm going to put a little plug in here because the amount of water that people drink is important. I have met people that think they drink, a lot of water because they sip water all day long, and they really might get only, 8 to 6, maybe 16 ounces in a day. And your body actually needs half of your body weight in ounces. That's the minimum. For somebody that lives in the tropics or sweating a lot, working out a lot, they need a lot more than that. So again, half of your body weight in ounces. Someone who's 100 pounds, they're going to need at least 50 ounces. So you can see that 8 to 16 ounces is not even close to that 50 ounces.
Many people actually misdiagnose the hunger for actually their body's crying for water.
That's right. Well, then even some illnesses can be caused by dehydration as well.
So instead of reaching for that snack, drink another 8 ounces of water.
And you might want to divide up the amount of water that you're going to drink in a day. Can be a micro habit of filling a glass, knowing that you need this much before breakfast, this much before lunch, and this much before dinner. And then having that glass and working on it, emptying it.
It's so habitual for me now because we've been doing this for years that I don't drink because I'm thirsty most of the time. I drink because it's time.
Actually, once you're thirsty,
too late.
You're already dehydrated.
That's
Your
true.
body's desperate at that point.
That's
It's
true.
really crying for water. So and again, like you said, when you feel like reaching for a snack, drink 8 ounces of water. So that's another micro habit that you can do to actually get more water in during the day. We hope that this has been helpful as you've looked at these 5 different typical New Year's resolutions and some optional micro habits that
We
you
did
can
6,
add in.
but...
Oh, sorry, 6, yes. Did I say 5?
We did the top 5, we added the water into number 6.
That's right. So as we've looked at these 6 different typical New Year's resolutions, we hope that you have found the optional micro habits that you could do to actually help yourself accomplish them very helpful. And maybe you know someone who needs one of these and is feeling like they're failing already with their New Year's resolution. Please go ahead and share this with them, hit that like button, and we hope you subscribe so you don't miss future episodes.
Start small. That's how the brain works.
That's right. And until next time, aloha.
Aloha.